Okay, so square root functions. So we'll look first at the parent of these square root functions. They call this the parent function. Um, and it's not the general form. So if we talk about, let's not do y equals, we'll write it in function notation, again for a little practice with that. F of x equals the square root of x. Now if I want to think of what that function looks like, boy, I should put this on a piece of graph paper. That would be better. Here we go. Come on. Come on, graph paper. Alright, so if we got f of x equals the square root of x, I could very simply make myself a little xy chart. And I got to remember about the domain for the square root of x. I don't want to, I'm gonna graph in the real number system. This was graphing square roots. Sorry, it was on the other page. I had to change graph paper. I have to remember that in the real number system, on the real xy plane, I don't want to graph negative square roots. So my domain is x has got to be greater than or equal to 0. So I'll start my little xy chart at 0. Okay. Square root of 0 is 0. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 2 is approximately 1.41. It's fine, but you really don't need, sure, you can do 0, 1, 4. That's fine. That's fine. Yes, you may certainly do that. So, square root of 4 is 2. Alright, so let's see what this square root function looks like, although we have looked at it a bit in class. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Alright, your square root function should look like half of a parabola that you're familiar with, kind of on its side. Okay? So let's go to the general form for a square root function. So don't make it a straight line. It's got to have that curve like a parabola. So the general equation for a square root function is a times the square root of x minus h plus k. Let's see what the a does first. So let's try one. Y equals, we'll do 3 times the square root of x. Okay. Make my little xy chart. So 0, 1, and 4. Fine. 3 times the square root of 0 is 0. 3 times the square root of 1 is 3. 3 times the square root of 4 is 6. So my graph looks like 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I plug, how do I get the 0, 1, 4? Those I get to make up. I get to make up the input, and the inputs have to be greater than or equal to 0. Yeah. And then calculate the y's. Because they're easy to square root. Nicole didn't even want me to do the square root of 2, so I went over to 4. She suggested going to 4 so that everything would be an integer. Okay? So what's the difference? What does that a of 3 do? Oh, it really made it a lot bigger. Let's see what an a that's small will do. Why don't we do 1/2 times the square root of x? So 0, 1, 4. 1/2 times the square root of 0 is 0. 1/2 times the square root of 1 is 1/2. Oh, so yeah, we're doing examples with a. Yes, f of x is the same as y. Good. Get that in your head. 1/2 times the square root of 4 is 1. So here we go. When a is 1/2, oh, so 0, 0, over 1, up a half, 2, 3, 4, and up 1. That's made it it'll make it very narrow on its side. It kind of is a little bit opposite thinking of when you have the quadratics. So numbers bigger than 1 for a give me a wide. Between 0 and 1 give me a narrow. And let's see what negative does. So f of x equals will just give a negative 1a. My y's are 0. The opposite of the square root of 1 is negative 1. The opposite of the square root of 4 is negative 2. So when we go to graph, I got 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2. When a is negative, it gives me the bottom part of the parabola. Positive a's give me the top half. Negative a's give me the bottom half. All right, now we'll look at the h's. So, oh no, let's look at the k's first. I'd like to do the k's first, I think. So, square root of x plus 2 outside the square root, that's the k's. What do you think that k will do? What do they usually do with our translations? Yes. Move it. Is that a up down or left right? Up down. K's are up down. So let's verify that this one is, as we suspect, an up down translation. So 0, 1, 4. Square root of 0 plus 2 is just 2. Square root of 1 plus 2 is 3. Square root of 4 plus 2 is 4. So 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4 has taken that top half of that parabola and moved it up. Moved every point up by 2. Uh-huh. Ivy, can you grab that for me? Then you just plug in the x's to get the y. Yeah, just like if you were graphing a line back in Algebra 1, to find my y's, I plug that x in for the x. Hello? Hi. I think we should, not for the multiple choice, not for the, I'm going to say something, but let's let them do that for ours. Yeah. Nah, give them a full sheet. Let's keep going back. Okay, this is Algebra 1. Right, right. And no calculators on the we can print out data director, but I think it's easier for us to just do it on mobile Scantron. Oh no, we have to send it to them, so let's do it on the data director. Okay, forward. All right, don't you wish you were back in Algebra 1? No,